Lovebombing, the new dating trend. Hello, I'm HG Tudor. Another example of how people's understanding of narcissism is deficient and why so much more information is needed to enable them to understand. This time, the error comes from The Sun and an article written by Becky Pemberton. The headline reads, "Ticking Time Bomb, Why Lovebombing is the New Relationship Trend All Singletons Need to Look Out For." Let's find out what it states. Have you started dating someone who has lavished on the attention and then things have quickly soured? Chances are you could have been a victim of lovebombing. First we had ghosting and then benching, but this brutal new dating trend is yet another obstacle that singletons have to deal with this year, and could be the most manipulative tactic yet. Lovebombing is a seductive tactic where a manipulative person tries to control another individual with bombs brimming from day one. According to psychiatrist Dale Archer, typically it will occur in whirlwind romances, where one partner will try to influence a person with affection, attention, presence, and promises about the future. Things progress quickly, and the rush of a new romance can often be powerful for victims, pushing aside any feelings of doubt and causing high levels of infatuation. This leaves little room for the victim to assess if they are being manipulated, or to see if the other person is genuine, particularly if contact is fairly constant, either over calls or through texts. The move sees victims become codependent on the predator, who is often a narcissist or a sociopath. The honeymoon feeling doesn't last, and as soon as victims show a small hint of not caring or prioritizing their partner, the predator will often reveal their true colors. Dale wrote, "If extravagant displays of affection continue indefinitely, if actions match words and there is no devaluation phase, then it's probably not lovebombing. On the other hand, if there's an abrupt shift in the type of attention from affectionate and loving to controlling and angry, with the pursuing partner making unreasonable demands, that's a red flag." The important thing to remember about lovebombing is that it is psychological partner abuse, period, where one person intentionally manipulates and exploits another's weakness or insecurity. There's no other word for it. Dale advised that healthy relationships build slowly, and couples should maintain healthy friendships and relationships with friends and family throughout. Psychiatry and biobehavioral sciences professor at UCLA, Joe Pierre, wrote why people can fall for a lovebombing abuser. He explained that narcissists can seem attraction due to, I think they mean attractive, due to high levels of confidence, ambition, and self-sufficiency. Joe wrote, "When it comes to mate selection, the more adaptive aspects of narcissism are often seen as desirable characteristics. The thing is, narcissism is a complicated construct that includes aspects that can be alternatively adaptive, such as self-sufficiency, individualism, self-regard, confidence, a desire to lead, and ambition, and potentially destructive, such as arrogance, entitlement, vanity, lack of empathy, and a tendency towards interpersonal exploitation and manipulation, with these facets often coexisting in the same person." Now, this information that has been put forward is largely accurate, and it also makes mention of narcissists, which is to be applauded. But the difficulty with it is that it suggests that it's a new relationship trend, when it isn't. As you know, lovebombing is a technique that is utilized by the narcissist in order to bring an individual under control. The narcissism causes the narcissist to regard the target as an amazing and wonderful person. This is done in order to compel and motivate the narcissist to become focused on that individual, so that they are brought under control as quickly as possible, that their fuel, which is anticipated to be extensive, can be accessed at the earliest opportunity, along with character traits and residual benefits. Most of the time, this love bombing is subconscious because it comes from unaware narcissists. But there are instances where the narcissist knows full well what they are doing with regard to drawing that person in. But to describe it as a new relationship trend is erroneous. It's as old as the hills. Ever since narcissists have existed, which is a very long time, love bombing has taken place. Traditionally seen within the confines of a romantic relationship, but it will also occur in non-romantic relationships also, where the narcissist brings an individual in for the purposes of friendship, for example. With the love bombing, it's done to get control as quickly as possible, because the narcissist essentially becomes infatuated with the target, led by the narcissism to believe that they are an amazing, wonderful soulmate, somebody that has been placed on this planet specifically for the narcissist. And thus, everything about that individual is through the lens of painted white. They're beautiful, handsome, intelligent, sparkling, fascinating, humorous, capable, confident, whatever it might be, resulting in oodles of flattery and compliments being given towards the target. Furthermore, the narcissist will utilize the monopolization of time, because not only is the narcissism indicating that this person should be utilized for the provision of the prime aims, particularly the fuel, but moreover, by monopolizing this person's time and doing so in a benign fashion, they are more likely to bring them under control and into a formal relationship. The individual is subjected to a blitzkrieg of flattery, compliments, bribery, gift purchasing, wanting to spend lots of time with them, ensuring that they are taken to wonderful places, with promises made about the future, albeit by way of future faking, and they are made to feel so completely special in order to get control of them at an early juncture. There are many things to watch out for with regard to this love bombing, and I've set them out in my book, Red Flag, which provides you with 50 red flags of seduction so that you are able to spot them. Many people are taken in by this love bombing because it feels wonderful. Why on earth would you not want to spend plenty of time with someone that is preoccupied with you and in a pleasant way? Invariably, the victim, being an empath, suffers from emotional thinking, which causes them to either fail to see the red flags, or where they do, they don't take any notice of them, and thus they become ensnared by the narcissist. Love bombing is used frequently by narcissists, and whilst this article has a degree of relevance in terms of touching on the appropriate parts, it fails in its suggestion that it is a new relationship trend. It isn't a trend. It is a means by which narcissists get hold of people. And this love bombing can go on for a reasonable period of time, weeks, indeed months, as part of that initial golden period before the individual is embedded. There is not necessarily a sudden shift to devaluing at an early juncture, which would be an alarm signal for the person that's caught up. So again, the article fails to make that clear. It should make it more clear that an individual could be subjected to this love bombing for weeks, if not months at a time. And rather than focus on there being a contrast between the good and the bad, to focus on the relevant red flags and the over-the-top nature of the love bombing. But it is articles such as these which partially get it correct and at least mention narcissists and therefore are useful, but make it seem like it's a trend when it's not. It's an ingrained method by which an abuser will draw a person in for the purposes of getting the prime aims, and more of that needs to be made abundantly clear. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.